Electricity to get cheaper as Clive Palmer puts his own conditions on the government's push to scrap the carbon tax.
We have just had the government move a Clive Palmer amendment.
Also ahead, moving south, the search area for the missing Malaysian Airlines flight changes. A tragic start to the ski season, a 7-year-old boy killed by snow falling from a roof in Victoria. And doubts over the future of an iconic Australian music festival as the Big Day Out 2015 is cancelled. Good evening, Michelle Rafferty with ABC News. The carbon tax is expected to be history in a matter of weeks after the House of Representatives voted today to repeal it. But the government is moving swiftly to accommodate Clive Palmer's demands on climate change policy.
After the conference will be held in Paris next year.
The Victorian budget faces a significant hit after the gaming company Tats Group was awarded a $450 million payout for the end of its gaming machine duopoly in 2012. A similar compensation bid by Tabcorp for $700 million was defeated. Reporter Peter Carline has more.
This case dates back interest.
More details have emerged about the final moments of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Investigators believe the plane was on autopilot when it crashed into the southern Indian Ocean with 239 people on board. Deputy Prime Minister Warren Truss has unveiled a new search area, 60,000 square kilometres in size.
We are confident that the aircraft was operating on autopilot until it ran out of fuel.
When you consider that the area searched to date in the underwater search is only 860 square kilometres, you realise that the new search area is indeed a very large one.
The area is based on new estimates from the plane's last communications with a satellite. 2 men have died after the small plane they were in crashed in South Australia's Barossa Valley this morning. The aircraft crashed into a paddock between 2 wineries at Corundorf. The men had hired the plane from a nearby airstrip and there had been reports they were planning to fly to Mildura. One of the men is a highly respected local and coached at the Barossa District Football Club.
Certainly it'll be absolutely devastating, especially in the Lindock and this particular area. As you know, there is a traditional Barossa air show and there are a lot of pilots and people very interested in aviation.
Recreation Aviation Australia sent investigators to the scene and they're still working on the cause of the crash. A 7-year-old boy has died after being buried under snow which fell from the roof of a ski chalet. The boy was on holidays with his family at the Mount Buller ski resort in Victoria.
The heavy Mount Buller.
Gerard Baden Clay has taken to the witness stand at his trial in Brisbane to deny murdering his wife. The former real estate agent also denied fighting with Alison Baden Clay on the night she was last seen.
For the past, Brisbane.
A man is in custody and a woman and child are safe after a 5-hour siege at Caboolture, north of Brisbane. Streets were closed and residents kept away as police negotiated with a 37-year-old man holding an infant. There was gunshots and threats. A 26-year-old woman was treated for minor injuries and some hours later, her child was carried to safety.
Anytime we were able to successfully and peacefully end a siege, it's a great relief for all the people involved and certainly the community, knowing that we're here to end things as quickly as we can.
Hate it, everyone's moving out. Just sick of it. I want to move too, I've had enough.
A report handed down in London tonight has found former BBC personality Jimmy Savile sexually assaulted victims aged 5 to 75 in hospitals over decades of unrestricted access. The report covers 28 hospitals, including a psychiatric hospital. I spoke to Philip Williams in our London bureau earlier about the revelations.
It's an unblemished record.
As Days Out go, it's massive, but the Big Day Out won't be happening next year. The touring festival's been brought by an American company which has scrapped the event in 2015 with no guarantees beyond that.
at its peak.
A young British-born writer has knocked out the favourites to win Australia's most prestigious literary prize. 34-year-old Evie Wyld took out the Miles Franklin Award in Sydney tonight.
Atop of the Evie Wyld walks away with $60,000.
At the World Cup, Switzerland has stolen a spot in the final 16, while Nigeria became the first African nation to qualify. Despite the action, the footballing world is still holding its breath over what will happen to Luis Suarez, the Uruguayan star accused of biting an opponent. Jonathan Gould reports.
A shadow is news.
Manly's looking to cement top spot on the NRL ladder in tomorrow night's grand final rematch against the Sydney Roosters. Despite losing the 2013 premiership, Manly defeated the Roosters in round 3 and is looking to do it again at Brookvale.
It would have been nice to beat them one game last year, but that wasn't to be. We've moved on from that, and this year's a different year. We've got the wood on them in one game. I'm sure they'll be having every intention to come to Brookvale and upset us. So we'll be trying to protect our home ground the best we possibly can.
But the Roosters have turned their season around and are now 4th, 2 points behind the Sea Eagles.
It wasn't ideal the way we started, but the last 4 weeks I think we've progressed and got better each week. So the main thing is to keep winning, and we've done that. But this is another challenge. Yeah.
While across the ditch, the New Zealand Warriors have released Kevin Locke from his contract so he can join the English Super League club Salford. Locke was planning to move to the Reds at the end of the NRL season, but injury and the arrival of the England international Sam Tompkins pushed the full blank to leave early. In Super Rugby, All Blacks 5'8" Dan Carter has returned from a 6-month sabbatical to be named on the Crusaders bench for this weekend's game against the Hurricanes. New Zealand forward Kieran Reid and Owen Franks have also been named as reserves, giving Canterbury a potent bench. But the Crusaders are missing All Blacks duo Richie McGraw, fullback Israel Dag and Fijian winger Newman Nandu.
We've got a very strong frontal system further north.
That's the news for now. I'm Michelle Rafferty. Stay with us, 7:30's up next.